have a very long sequence, then it won't have like the sequence which come in past, like way past, has like very less effect in the output which it can predict. So what we have is we need some kind of a memory storage, like which should decide if it is important or not, so that we will be able to do a better prediction, right? Let me give an example. So in case the same thing, okay, let discuss the same example. If it is like this, then maybe let's say this is shorter and it will be able to remember, and we are able to predict it, okay, because like it has seen that patterns. So in case if it is like this, okay, and our model is only able to remember only this much of previous, like here it is able to remember this much of past, so we are able to get it. So in that the same in time interval, if you see, it has only learned like this. So what it sees is like predicts something like this, right? Because it has only seen something like this, so it sees only a kind of increasing graph, right? So if it remembers only this much, then what it do is like this. So it actually should be able to remember from here to here. So we need something kind of a memory where it can retain from very past, okay. So for that, what we can do is, like, there is a proposal of the advancements in RNN has come up, and there were like two which I'll be discussing now. One will be GRU, and one more will be like LSTM. So what LSTM means is like long-term, short-term memory. So let's discuss like what actually will be there in each of them. Okay. So what GRU means is, so GRU is like gated recurrent unit. Okay, let me talk about each of them now. Long term, short term memory. So it means long term, short term memory. Here in the name itself, we can say that it will also remember long term and it will also remember short term wise. Okay, so it should automatically know like when it should stop and when it should means remember how much it should remember, how much long you should retain that, okay, something like that. So while we are going into it, like each of them in detail, we'll understand it much better. So let's see what GRU looks like. Okay, so basically if you before GRU, if you go only for a simple RNN network, if you take the connections, you can also represent the same which we have seen with f of something like this, right? So where is it? So these two equations, what we have seen here, so these two can also be represented something like this. So let's start with that. So there is a kind of like there is x which is like input, and we also see a hidden input of past hidden input, and this is present input, and you'll be getting a of t, right? So till here it makes sense, right? So a of t, which is actually a function of this a comma x and plus some b. So this function is like activation function again, right? So that activation function, let's here in RNN case, like it will be tan x. Okay, so let's take that way. So tan x is this f of x, and this w is like weighted. You have this weights, right? Here one way, here one more way. You have a multiplication of them, and then pass it through tan hx. So and then finally you get an output. So this is what this represents. So similarly, there is one more which is y. Y takes something like g. Let us say take like some other function here. So and w here, let's say I. This is wo of again like x plus b. Like so, do we also have a over there, or is it only this? Okay, so actually, what we will be having is from here x a of t minus 1, right? So here a of t comma x of t. So from this output x of t, and you also have this like x, this is there, okay, like this connection we are not showing it here again. So this, and then we do a softmax, because in case we want to get a probability. So this is one different function. It can be anything, like you can replace this tan x with something else, okay, so and with relu or something, like it's depend on like the use case. So similarly here, let's say we have used a different function instead of g of x. Let's say it's at softmax, and you'll be getting a y of t, okay, at timestamp t. So this is what is a cell, what we have shown here. This RNN actually is the same cell, okay. So taking this cell, now this is what RNN is, right? So this is simple RNN. So what modification should we do to this to get a like a GRE? Okay, some kind of a memory we are adding it here. So what we do is, so we add a kind of one more layer like this, a kind of a layer. It's not actually a layer. One more connection like this, which will actually store a previous data, and we will actually add it to it every time. Okay, let's see what we'll do. So the diagram might look like a little confusing, but what we do is tan h. So this is C, like previously A of t, right? So like, and you also have this output till here, it will be same. So this is also same, where it is A of t minus 1, and you have input till here, it's same as that, right? Exactly same. So you have a softmax here. So apart from this, we also add one more. So from x of t, we also add one more function. Let's say sigmoid this time. So, and we combined these and sent here. Okay. So this is one additional part which we are adding, which was not there in simple RNN. Okay. So nothing more than that. So let's see what exactly it is. So every time for computation, so let me represent it slightly different way. So what we do is, previously, like this out, let me write the functions, like then it will be easy for you to get. So we actually have an intermediate value here. So which, let us say it's C tilde T. Okay. So this is tan of W of A comma X plus B. Okay. So this is so where we also call this as C of t. So same A of t, we are calling it of C of t, and it will be C of t minus 1. So instead of A, we are representing it C here, nothing different than that. Okay. So after this, we are also adding one more value, which will come from here. So that, let us say, is represented this way, like I'm following the same convention what is used by all. So this is actually an update gate. It's a where you add a different function. Maybe here it is tan h, here it is sigmoid. So with sigmoid, you add a new output here. Like previously it's input, here it's new weight matrix, which you say like update weight, and then to this you add what output you got from here, and then x of t. It's like one more step we are introducing within that. So t minus 1 comma x of t is like tan h, right? So similarly, you have one more layer like that with, here it's I, let's say here one more similar kind of layer, one more layer we'll be adding for update gate. Okay. So let's call it update gate. Okay, so final output will be a combination of these two, which will be C of t equal to, so you have this, you have this, right? So you take some part of it over there, C tilde t plus 1 minus update u into C tilde t minus 1. So actually, this is your current output. This is your previous output, right? Current output. So what we actually, this is more important than that part. Here we are actually adding one more gate here, just like let's say this is one gate, okay, so which will pass the information. We are adding one more gate here. So here what you can see is, so this is your present input, this is your previous output. So present output and previous output, we are taking a a kind of a regularization here, right? So what we do is, in case your update gate value is 0.5, so we take half 0.5 times current output and 0.5 times previous output. So in case if your update gate is 0.2, what we do is, this will be 0.2, which will be current output, and previous output value will be -1. Okay, so previous output we are taking 80% and current output we are taking only 20%. So actually what we are doing here is, we are adding some more actually we are retaining previous information as much as possible, and we are adding only small part of a fraction of present input, and the combined value we are giving as output. Okay, so here let's say this is kind of a plus. So but what actually this makes sense is, so the significance of update gate actually is, so network will learn automatically how much this value should be for that particular instant, depending on these weights, and then she tell you like how much of previous input should be retained. Means like indirectly it is remembering your previous values, right? So till here it's just that value, like we are getting like just the hidden state information we have. Other than that, there we are not remembering any previous output value. But here what we do is, so we actually remember our previous output value, and that output value we are combining with present output value and giving it. Okay, so in case let's say in a case where you have this kind of situation, right? So it always, so maybe it needs all this information always, right? So it will retain this value, like this value won't be like more, so this value will be more and this value will be less, right? So you start retaining the previous output values always. So previous output value it will retain, it will remember. Indirectly this update gate indirectly is how much of previous output value should it remember. So here what it do is, like this will give more weightage to this case, so that it will remember the previous output value. And because your output is changing here, so minorly it will change the present output value and give you the final output. Okay, but in case, so while you are predicting in this case, right? So because you remember this, so this value it will start retaining all the information from here to here. Okay, but in case if it is like this, right? So you don't have to remember much information, only this much would be enough, right? Maybe this much would be enough. So what it tries to do is, so it will give more value, like it will absorb the data, right? It will learn from the data. So then it will give more value for this present input and less value for previous output. Okay, that way actually it starts forgetting like previous information, right? It doesn't give much focus to previous information, because like it doesn't need much longer memory, it only needs shorter, like this. Okay, so this is one addition to what it is there previously just this. Now one more similar kind is been added here. Okay, so which is like given a sigmoid, because like it will give a value in between like 0 to 1, and then depending on that value you'll be getting this ratio, how much of a fraction of previous input and how much of fraction of present input like you should be taking. Okay, so that is how actually it is done. So once after this is fine, right? This looks to be very good. So but what happens is, so this also while learning, like actually these values weights will get adopted while training. Okay, so these values, like it will learn how much should be the W, how much should be the WU, and these biases as well, right? So these will actually get trained like and get adopted to while uh, training. Okay, so but what issue can be found even in RNN as well as in GRU is because we are using a sigmoid here. So like if it is a long network, right? If you go more deeper, your update gate will be like close to 0. So there will be a in case of your update gate is close to 0, then you will have gradient this problem, right? So gradient vanishing problem. So because we have seen this like before, so your derivative will be very low, and then you again multiply it with learning rate, so your update will be very less, right? So and you do it for like a few couple of layers back, then the value will go very very low. So because of which there will be like a gradient vanishing problem. This is also there in case of like RNN. The same thing is not solved at even by using like using an in case of GRU while using this update gate. Okay, so this is about GRU. So actually there is a small slight modification to GRU, and then they added one more gate to it. As of now we only have input gate and then update gate, right? And let's say output gate. So what they have done is they have inserted one more here. We called it relevance gate to it as a kind of a fourth layer. So like adding a gate is nothing but just like having a kind of a formula, something like this. So you have a function within which you have a weight, and then you multiply with a and x and plus b. So this is kind of a standard notation what you use for each of the gate. In case if we have multiple gates, you use it like you write the same way multiply. Like let me also write that. So you use a sigma u. Let's write it accordingly as per our gates. Okay, like because it is input gate, I'm using I. Here it's update gate, I'm using like u, and similarly like this. So let me also now one more is being added, which is relevance gate. Here this will be C, right? We are denoting by C now. Similarly, one more like this plus BR this time. So one more sigmoid gate, and finally, instead of taking these two, one more is getting added. So what is happening is U into sigma tilde T, right? Previously, and 1 minus U into previously. This is what we used to have. This is T minus 1. This is previous input. So instead of this, what we do is a slight modification where we use R into T minus 1. So update is this one, like one more R is for this, U is for this, and this is a small change which will be done. Okay, so this won't be there. So previous output will like present will be update gate. Present will be update gate, and previous will be your relevance gate. Okay, so something like this. Instead of using 1 minus U, here we have used 1 minus U, right? So instead of 1 minus U, what you do is you use one more gate for it. Okay, you again make it learn, like instead of having the same ratio so that both are equal to 1, it will be both combined equal to 1. You use a different one. So now what you do is this is fine. So this looks quite fine. Okay, so apart from this, let's now talk about LSTM. So where it introduces like one more problem. Okay, it solves like one more issue here. So this looks quite fine actually. So if you see here we are actually remembering a previous data here, right? So this looks quite good, but apart from this there is also some more things like which can be done. So that we where they have introduced like one more gate which is for forgetting. So like it should network should automatically learn like what information should it remember and what information should it forget, right? So that is where this LSTM will come into picture, where what will be done is like it will also learn what information to forget, what information to remember. Okay, so it means the forget can be something like if some irrelevant information comes, so that you don't have to remember, you can forget that part. And if kind of very crucial information comes, maybe you retain it for some point, and after that if you feel like it's now not required, so then you can forget that. So that is this LSTM. So it will remember like how much information is required, and that will it'll automatically learn. So this is also very much used. So like in case of sequential networks, LSTM is most popular. So let's now discuss about that. So what it does is like previously what we had is one gate for input, one gate for like update, and then output, right, under relevance and output. So here we are adding one more gate for forget. Okay, so what it does is like it's quite similar to GRU, like we don't have to worry much about it. So previously what we have is, this is for input. Okay, input gate and x of t plus b I, and similarly you have an update gate. So we retain all the information like what we have previously, and we start adding. Let me write this part, then it will be clear. Okay, so now if you take the GRU case, like we have this and output gate. Okay, we have a relevance gate, but that's okay. So what we do now is, it's similar to how we used a relevance gate. Here what we do is we use one more, which was like forget gate. So we call it like gates here. So actually it's just kind of a one more layer of activation what we do here, and a kind of a weight multiplication. So what we have is forget, and then one more similarly. Okay, plus forget. Okay, and then output. So here did I write output? Forget gate. So output gate, where you have one more, how much should we give it for output. So and then output again a sigmoid, or you can use a softmax as well, like it depends on like what output you want. So till here this looks similar, right? Nothing difference, just that what we have, we used like one more matrix here, and your output is actually crucial. So your final output which will give for A of t, right? So what we do is, first let's calculate C of t will be update, how much of update, and there will be also a portion how much you want, depends on how much you want to forget. Okay, and then to this we add a kind of a tan h, so which will be your output. So to this tan h of C of t. So this equation looks like quite clumsy, but actually what it does is, so you have A of t minus 1, right? So and you have x, so to which there will be a tan h first. Okay, and it will pass here. So similarly with these two, you also have let's say like it will have a multiplication. Okay, I'm not drawing it, it will go clumsy. You have one more gate, sigmoid gate, and similarly you have one more gate. Okay, so these gates we have a kind of a multiplication, and finally we'll be getting your C of t. Okay, let's say C of t, and from here we, instead of giving it directly, we use one more layer here, right? So uh, between this we also get one more like this, and then that we pass it, let's use this here sigmoid, and then on top of it like we pass it as an output. Okay, circuit looks quite clumsy, but did you I think if you have got the overall idea, just that instead of this we just add one more layer where we multiply a fraction, like these are the fractions which it will predict, and we'll multiply with this, and then the final output we'll pass it across a tan, and then we'll give it. Okay, so this I think is much clearer than. Okay, so okay, so let me update the diagram well, and then like initially there will be a forget gate, to which because you have x of t for each, right? So let's write it as a common way here, and then one more gate, update gate. So update gate internally is this kind of a formation. So to this forget gate and then to update gate, we pass some information, and to this, so you also calculate update gate and forget gate, right? So okay, so there is something like that. You can Google and get the actual diagram here. So better than me following this diagram which I'm drawing here. So you can Google it and get a better diagram. Okay, so there is an output gate here, and then a combination of tan h, which will be passed through this as output here. Okay, so and it will retain this previous information as like c of t. Actually c of t, it will is now not equal to this a of t, right? We are after tan h is c of t, but we are also storing this information because we want to use it later at previous stage here. Okay, so this is about it, and finally you can use a softmax and use it for y as well. So okay, so better diagram you can get it from Google, so or a Wikipedia is it's also available in Wikipedia, I guess. So this is about it. Okay, there are like few connections which are missing, but to get an overall idea, so this is what we have. And h, this is c tilde. Okay, so this is what we have, okay, as an LSTM. So the best thing about using LSTM is, so we'll be able to get a gate. We also have a gate, how much of information to forget, how much of information to retain. So a separate gate to forget information. Okay, so this again, while implementation, you can use it just like by calling LSTM, and you can provide how many input cells you want. It's just quite simple as that, like just like tf dot layers dot LSTM. So that is how you call it.